advancing very fast. But can you imagine that in 10 years when we are sitting here, we have an implant in our brains, and I can immediately feel, because you all will have implants, and we measure your brain waves, and I can immediately tell you how the people react, or I can feel how the people react to your answers. Is it imaginable?
I think that is imaginable. I think I think, you know, you can imagine that. You can imagine, well, you're going to be sort of transplanted into, you know, the internet, so to speak, to live forever in a digital realm. You know, you can imagine that, you know, you just in your biological incarnation are going to live to be some, you know, very long age.
Hello guys, welcome to Outside the Matrix. And in this little segment, I want to talk about the hive mind, also known as the singularity. Now, whenever I log into Instagram, I can clearly see that the main thing people are worried about is their children, and this LGBT agenda is not pushed by the LGBT community. For most reasonable-minded people, most people of that community knows very well that sexual topics are not intended for small children. But this thing is a conditioning mechanism. It's a conditioning mechanism. Basically, get people to agree with the most ridiculous thing so we can introduce something even more ridiculous than what we started out with. So if the most ridiculous thing doesn't work, they will meet a compromise to something even more ridiculous. They know that they know that most people of the world is not going to accept this agenda. It's more like a distraction. The biggest thing that they're concerned with is reducing the growth of the population by any means necessary, and also introducing this new slave system, this new chain, these new shackles that they're coming up with that's going to fully control you, and that is the hive mind. And it's going to start with getting the microchip implanted in your brain. So I want to post some footage of this conversation at the World Economic Forum, and also I might give you a little something else that you can take a look at. Roll the footage.
The term singularity that you guys are using, the way I've understood that term, correct me if I'm wrong, is that it's going to be the one innovation or one invention that essentially changes everything forever.
Well, singularity isn't necessarily one invention. The singularity, which is coined by
Kurzweil?
It's coined by my friend Werner Vinge, who's another guy you should interview. He's in San Diego too. A lot of guys, a lot of brilliant guys down there. But Werner Vinge is a
lot of military down there.
Yeah, Werner Vinge, he was a math professor at San Diego University, actually, but well-known science fiction writer. His book, Fire Upon the Deep, one of the great science fiction books ever.
Can you spell his name, please?
V-I-N-G-E. Werner Vinge.
G-E.
Yeah, brilliant guy.
Werner?
Fire Upon the Deep.
W-E-R-N-E-R?
Werner. Yeah, V-E-R-N-O-R, yeah.
Oh, V-E-R-N-O-R.
Yeah, he's brilliant. He coined the term technological singularity back in the 1980s.
Really?
But he opted not to become a pundit about it because he'd rather write more science fiction books.
That's interesting that a science fiction author...
Ray Kurzweil, who's also a good friend of mine, I mean, Ray took that term and fleshed it out and did a bunch of data analytics trying to pinpoint, like,
when it's going to happen.
When it would happen. But the basic concept of the technological singularity is a point in time when technological advance occurs so rapidly that to the human mind it appears almost instantaneous.
Yes.
Like imagine 10 new Nobel Prize winning discoveries every second or something, right? So This is similar to the concept of the intelligence explosion that was posited by the mathematician I.J. Good in 1965. What I.J. Good said then, the year before I was born, was the first truly intelligent machine will be the last invention that humanity needs to make, right?
Right.
So this is an intelligence explosion is another term for basically the same thing as a technological singularity, but it's not just about AI. AI is just probably the most powerful technology driving it. I mean, there's AI, there's nanotechnology, there's femtotechnology, which will be building things from elementary particles. I mean, there's life extension, genetic engineering, mind uploading, which is like reading the mind out of your brain and putting it into a machine. You know, there's advanced energy technologies, so that all these different things are expected to advance at around the same time, and they have many ways to boost each other, right? Because the better AI you have, your AI can then invent new ways of doing nanotech and biology. But if you invent amazing new nanotech and quantum computing, that could make your AI smarter. On the other hand, if you could crack how the human brain works and genetic engineering to upgrade human intelligence, those smarter humans could then make better AIs and nanotechnology, right? So there's so many virtuous cycles among these different technologies. The more you advance in any of them, the more you're going to advance in all of them. And it's the coming together of all of these that's going to create, radical abundance and the technological singularity.
So they're making this singularity to appear to be the greatest thing that ever happened to humanity. The problem with this is what they mean by the singularity is that everything that has these microchips will be linked to one singular brain, one singular point. These chips are going to be connected to your cerebral cortex, your central nervous system. It will be able to control your heartbeat, meaning they could literally press a button and stop your heart from beating. Well, of course, if they have a link, their neural link to it, they may be able to just think of it. Now, you're talking about the end of individuality, the end of yourself as a person. And you have this quack scientist, the singularity, like this is just such an amazing thing that's going to improve human beings. Watch what I tell you. This whole LGBT community, the LGBT agenda, is not to help the LGBT community. They don't give a damn about them. It's to get you to compromise what is going to appear to be a lesser of two evils. Have you fighting hard on one end while they come in through the back door with a whole nother program. And that is the singularity, the hive mind, the hive brain system, the loss of your individuality, the loss of your entire free will, and also population control. Because once they can control your will, they can control how often you procreate. All right, this is Bill Banks signing out. Peace.